A landscaper quoted my neighbor $1,200 for a little stone path. I built mine for $8 of Dollar Tree. And here's the part that got me. The stone isn't even the expensive part for him. It's the labor. You can do the labor. One little basket of dollar store stuff. Gems, River Pebbles, a tray, a bag of cement from the hardware store. Under $10 in the cart. It ended up looking like Flagstone somebody special ordered. My neighbor leaned over the fence and asked who I hired. Nobody. Welcome back. Maggie here, Zone 7, no affiliates. That subscribe button keeps me testing this stuff so you don't waste a weekend. Full shopping list is pinned below. Every gem pack, the tray, the cement. I walked the aisle and checked the prices. Quick one for the comments. Ever been quoted for a stone path? Drop the number. I want to see how bad it gets. Last time we grew a windowsill of herbs cheaper than the store. Today it's the ground under your feet, a whole path. So here's the plan. I'll count down the dollar store. Finds that build this path, 3 to skip, and the one trick that does the work. And that trick, number 1, is the part nobody tells you. It's the difference between a craft project and real flagstone. Let me lay it out honest first. The whole haul is gems, pebbles, a tray, a release spray, and 1 bag of cement. That's it. The gems and pebbles came from Dollar Tree. The cement's the one thing that isn't, a hardware store bag. I'll be straight on it. Now I know what you're thinking. Dollar store stuff outside? In the rain, in a freeze? It'll fall apart by fall. It won't. And I'll show you the why on every piece. Once you get the why, you'll never pay for a stone path again. We're counting down, starting with the small stuff and working up to the one trick that makes the whole thing look expensive. Number 6, a little bag of white decorative sand, $1.75 at Dollar Tree, over in the craft aisle, not the garden one. This is the finishing touch most people skip. Once your stones are set, you sweep this fine white sand into the gaps between them. Here's why it matters. Sand in the joints locks the stones so they don't rock, and a path that doesn't wobble reads professional. It's the same finish the pros use on a paver patio. Tight, clean joints, costs you $1.75 instead of a service call. But here's your first skip, and it's about this exact sand. Do not bury this sand under the stones as your base. It's a tiny craft bag. It washes out in the first rain. Sand goes on top, swept into the joints, never underneath. Under the stone you want packed dirt or gravel. Finisher, not foundation. Number 5, a 5-ounce can of cooking spray, $1.25. And no, we're not greasing a pan. Well, sort of. This little can does 2 jobs. First, spray the inside of your mold and wipe it thin, so the finished stone pops right out. A mold release at the hardware store is a few bucks for the same thing. A wipe of cooking spray does it for pocket change. And the second job is sneaky. Once your stone's poured, slip it into a plastic bag, seal it, set it in the shade. Here's the mechanism. Concrete doesn't dry, it cures. Trap the moisture and it cures slow and strong. Let it dry fast and it cracks. So a $1.25 can of spray gets your stone out of the mold clean and helps it cure without cracking. 2 jobs, 1 little can. Number 4, a bag of multi-toned river pebbles, about $1.75. Browns, beiges, a little gray and black, all mixed. These are your texture. Press them into the wet cement around the edges and into the gaps between the gems. The surface comes alive. Here's the why. A mix of big and little stones, no 2 the same, is what reads as natural stone instead of a poured slab. A perfect, even surface screams manufactured. Bumpy, varied river rock screams flagstone. That contrast is the whole game, under $2. Now don't get precious arranging them. Scatter, press, let some sit high and some low. Wonky is the look. Tidy rows give it away. And honestly, the weight helps too. A stone with real pebbles and cement has heft, solid underfoot, not a hollow plastic step. That heft isn't just feel. The pebbles press deep into the cement lock-in as it cures. They're not coming back out. Number 3, and this one surprised me, a 16-inch round serving tray, $2. That's your mold. I went looking for a fancy stepping stone mold online, and they wanted $20-30 each. This serving tray does the same job for two. Here's the beauty. It's reusable. Pour a stone, let it set, pop it out, pour the next. One tray, 8 or 10 matching stones, and the wonky rippled edge of a cheap tray. That's a feature. A perfect crisp circle looks store-bought. An organic edge reads like cut stone. The pros pour into rigid forms and the stones come out looking manufactured. A loose, imperfect mold is what makes yours look hand-cut and pricey. Here's skip number 2, and it's a tempting one. Glass marbles, the pretty ones at the dollar store, in the floral aisle. They look gorgeous in the cement. I get the temptation. Skip them for a path. Glass cracks in a hard freeze and shatters under a heel. You do not want broken glass in a walkway. Use the acrylic gems instead, and I'll get to those. They're number 2 on the list. Acrylic flexes, takes the cold, takes the weight. Same look, half the heartbreak. Pretty is easy. Pretty that survives a winter, and a footstep is the trick. Okay, quick gut check before we keep climbing this list. Like the video if this has you eyeing your shed, wondering what you've already got. Half this project is stuff people own. Because here's the thing, the most expensive part of a stone path was never the stone. Let me prove it before the big trick. When that landscaper says $1,200, your brain hears expensive materials. It's not. The bag of cement is the same one we can buy. So let's talk about that cement, the one non-dollar store thing. A fast-setting bag runs about $13 at the hardware store. And one bag makes a whole pile of stones, only a fraction goes in. Your real cost is the dollar store haul plus a sliver. Now here's the part that floored me. That cheap bag of quickset hits 4,000 psi when it cures. A garden path only needs about 2,500 to 3,000, so your $8 stone is actually stronger than the path even needs to be. It's the same class of bag the contractor mixes. The concrete folks say a sidewalk's fine at 2,500 psi. Yours beats that. I won't tell you it's stronger than real stone. It isn't. But stronger than your path needs, easily. And those pebbles and gems pressed face down into the wet cement, that's a real pro technique. They call it exposed aggregate. It's how they make those rugged, non-slip driveways. The stone locks into the cement as it cures and bonds for good. Same trick. And don't let anybody tell you concrete takes weeks to be safe to walk on. A fast-setting bag is firm in under an hour, walkable in about 6 and 7 days. Plain concrete already hits 3/4 of its strength. So the picture so far, same material, same strength, locked in stones, ready in a day. The 1,200 was never the rock. Which brings me to the question everybody asks, but will dollar store stuff actually survive outside? Fair. Let me give you the honest answer. Here's the good news on those acrylic gems. Acrylic isn't cheap plastic that yellows in a summer, it holds up to years of sun. Regular plastic bakes and goes yellow and brittle. Acrylic is naturally UV resistant. It keeps its color and clarity out in the weather far longer. The lab folks tested it. Cheap plastic yellowed badly under accelerated sun. The UV-stable acrylic barely changed at all over thousands of hours. Now I'll be straight. I can't promise these exact dollar store gems are lab grade, but acrylic by nature is the right material for outside. And here's the one cheap step that makes the whole path last: a wipe of outdoor sealer over the top once it's cured. A penetrating sealer cuts how much water the concrete soaks up by something like 80–90%. Less water in means less cracking. The research put it in numbers. Sealing dropped water absorption up to 90% and pushed freeze survival up sharply. Now the honest part. Because I don't sell magic, the sealer isn't forever. Recoat it every couple years and you're golden. And think about that math. For $8 versus $1,200, I can reseal a whole lot of times and still be miles ahead. Here's skip number 3, and it's the one that quietly ruins the whole look. Do not reach for gray cement straight out of the bag for the poor. I know it's what you've got. Skip it for this. Quick aside, the cheap plant food I use on the beds beside this path is its own video coming. I'll point you to it. Back to the gray. On gray cement, your gems and pebbles sit dull and flat. All that color you bought just disappears into a sidewalk. Which is the perfect handoff to number 1, the one trick that turns a gray craft project into something that looks special ordered. Number 1, the secret nobody tells you. Tint your cement white before you pour. Not gray white. That's the whole trick. A $1.25 bottle of white acrylic paint, stirred into the wet mix. That single change is the difference between dollar store and designer. Here's the why, and it's real optics, not a gimmick. White cement bounces back far more light than gray, almost half again to double. That bright white under your gems works like the foil behind a rhinestone. It throws light up through the gems, and they glow like flagstone. On gray, the same gems look like a tired craft project. On white, they pop, same gems. The only change is underneath. Save this video. Next time you walk past that cement aisle, future you is going to want this white cement trick on Saturday. And one honest note. Don't pour a perfect circle. Wonky tray, mixed pebbles, varied texture. Perfect reads fake, imperfect reads like cut stone. My neighbor watched me over the fence, then poured her own path off the same list. Now the street asks which company she used. So the real reason this works, white pour makes the gems glow, the wonky edge reads natural, and the pro just charges for hours. Quick recap, in case you're already mapping a path across the yard. If you do one thing, tint the cement white before you pour. That's what makes $8 of gems look like ordered flagstone. Number 2, the mold. A $2 tray, used over and over with a wonky edge, matching stones for the price of a coffee. The $100 look was never in the stone. It was a white bag of cement and a handful of dollar store gems. Next video, the cheap plant food I feed the beds along this path once it's down. End screen tiles right there. Tap it. Smart dollars, real gardens, verified receipts. Drop a comment. What's the next backyard project I should test cheap? And what did your landscaper quote? I read everyone. I'll see you next time.